Violence. The man who started it all, L.Youngblood, is also an author. He has a trio of books out now that not only tells his story of resilience and redemption, but also outlines the goals of this new initiative. Lawrence joins me now on the couch for a conversation. Thank you so much for being here, my good sir.
Thank you for having me.
Come on, Pink Jacket, we see you. And my goodness, first of all, congratulations. It is hard to write one book, let alone three, and your story is so powerful. I want to set the scene a little bit for everybody. Okay, so listen, he grew up in New Orleans, right? He grew up on the crime-filled streets, and he spent a total of 23 years in prison over 3 different times. Can you please share a little bit more about that story?
Well, it started when I was 17. That was my first offense. Then I came out making 20. Then I went back when I was 20. Then I came out again at 25. And then I went back in at 28.
Wow.
So, and then I came out this time at 43 years old.
Unbelievable. You spent so much of your life in prison, and he goes into detail on why he went into prison in the books. But I'm so curious, why did you go back time and time again? Because I feel like when you go to jail once, you never want to be there again.
Well, it's a cycle of violence, you know what I'm saying? You go back to the same thing over and over and over, you know. And a lot of had to do with homelessness, you know, people taking me back in, my family, in other words, and, you know, them thinking that, you know, I may not be straight my life up, you know. So it's like, so I was faced with those issues, and then mental health, you know, to be blunt with it.
Absolutely,
yeah.
It's so important. So when you got out that third time, why did you say this third time is my last time? What changed?
Well, it was my father. He wasn't in my life that much, but he gave me at one time. He told me, say, see, when you get tired, you gonna get your life together. And that third time, I was like, I'm tired. This not me. It gotta be a better way, you know. So yeah.
It's so true, and I really appreciate you sharing this story because it's unfortunate. Yes, living here in New Orleans, yes, crime is not only bad here, but really all around the country. This is not a story unique to New Orleans, and you're really sharing it all in 3 different books. He wrote all 3 of the books at the same time. You're seeing them all right here. How is it set up? Of course, we start with the beginning in the first book, but then what do you talk about?
My childhood, my adulthood, well, my childhood, my teens, and then my adulthood, which led up to my prison term of 15 years.
Wow, that is unbelievable. And what's so interesting is that in this book, you really talk about these powerful themes of resilience as well as strength, so many different things. How are you able to get through time after time again? Because it can be hard if you don't have the support system that you need to succeed.
Right, I mean, it's always been a will in me to, you know, get my life together, you know, 'cause, you know, living around so much chaos, you know, naturally I'm a good person, you know, and I want to see people do good. And so, you know, like they say, my last time, it was like, I'm tired, I'm tired, you know, so I changed for the better.
Do you find that the common theme when many other people who are in jail with you that is just going back and forth, finally getting tired of it? Like, what is something you think that people in prison right now can learn from your story?
When they get tired, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing over and over. At some point, you gonna wake up. If you got any sense right in your mind, you gonna be like, I gotta get it together, man.
Absolutely, but it takes something going on in here in order to figure that out. I'm so glad that you figured that out. And you want to help end violence in our city. Hopefully not allow people to go and be a part of the same story that you are. So you have this new, wonderful initiative. Talk to me a little bit about it and some of the programs that you all are doing.
You know, it's mentorship, and, you know, we're trying to get partners with local communities, organizations, churches, schools, and, you know, we're trying to be a part and, you know, go out to the youth and minister to them.
It's so important, and as you all can see here, he has spoken to so many different things. And also in the books, you talk about redemption, right? Do you feel like you have had your redemption moment? You've been out of jail for about 6 years now.
Right. I'm still on that road. I'm still on that road.
What do you think it's going to be? What does it look like?
When I see my initiative become a huge success,
Yes, come on, making that pain into your purpose. You
Right.
know, in your book, you talk about the cycle of violence, right? How do you think we break that cycle? For all the people out there who may have kids, who may be in your same boat, just around all of the violence, they don't know what to do. How can we help them?
Minister to them. Let them know that, hey, man, if you keep down that same path, you're going to either wind up in jail for an extremely long time or for life, or you're going to wind up in the grave.
It's so true. It starts
You
with
got to
breaking that
keep pushing
cycle.
that in them. You got to keep pushing that in them.
It starts at home too.
Exactly,
That's what it's all
parenting,
about.
right.
People are not at home, they're in the streets, and then unfortunately they might end up committing a crime. But I appreciate you for doing the work, continue doing the work, and
Appreciate your help.
congratulations
Appreciate
on
you.
your new initiative, and leave that pink blazer at the door for me. Okay, listen, the name